Hey everybody! I have gotten a lot of questions about the runes that I made for you all, so I wanted to give you something to just describe each one. But I also want to say that the reason why I didn't do that in the first place is just because there's not a lot of information out there about these, and so you really just feel into it. And you can Google them. You're just not going to find as many articles as you're going to find about normal runes. And so I like that because that, for me, that helps me not get wrapped up in what the meaning should be or, feeling like I can't remember what it is because I just throw them out and see what comes. And so I did really pray for each one of these to go to their rightful owner. And so they should really be like linked to you, like easily programmable to you and your intuition. And I put that tiger's eye in each of them for you just to kind of help you see what's, the messages and bring in what your guides are trying to tell you. So, yeah, hopefully you get some good use out of them. I hope they hold up. I used a little bit of a different medium this time for your guys's than I ever have before. So if the paint starts to come off, I'm sorry about that. But you can use a Sharpie or paint or something like that. You just want to get some sort of a clear gloss to go over the top of it, whether it's like a spray. I used this, but I don't know about how well this is going to hold up, but something along these lines. So it's just like a spray, or you can use clear nail polish, or you can just take the design and go make a whole nother set, or whatever, because you can make them out of anything, rocks or wood, or whatever. I'm sure you guys have, a lot of you have used runes before, maybe made your own, so same concept. But yeah, so if you want to get something to write with, and I'll just go through each of the symbols and what they mean, maybe tell you a little bit about what they mean to me. But yeah, and also don't worry about this weird YouTube channel that you're getting directed to here. It's full of a lot of unlisted videos like this one. So yeah, it's kind of random, but don't worry about that. I think that's mostly it. So I'll show you. So what I do, you can just kind of shake them up and randomly pull one out, and and you can do like maybe like a past, present, future, or whatever, any kind of spread that you would do with cards, you can do. So you can do spreads with them. But my favorite way to use them is to just take them all and you can put them in a cup. I used to have this cup that I like to use and just kind of shake them around and then dump them out, but you can just keep them in your hands, whatever you want to do, and then just let them go. And however they fall is going to be, it's going to tell you a story. So you just kind of want to read like whatever's separated, like these four have an obvious separation from these four. So you can read it as like, this stuff is, it just depends. You'll kind of look at them and a lot of different stuff will start coming through. Like there could be a message here, like these are sandwiched together. So like, what's in here? Oh my gosh! And that's the masculine and feminine rune, and they're like sandwiched together right there. Let's see. Oh gosh. Okay. No. Well. Okay. I'm not gonna try to sit here and read this, um, but I'll tell you what they all mean. But that's cool. Um, okay. So I'll just. I don't want to tell you too much of what they mean to me, just because I want you to get your own idea. So I'll try to just quickly go through them. I think. Um, so, like I said, if you want to get something to write with and just kind of draw them out and, pause the video or whatever and write down whatever is fitting for you as a definition. Um, but I'll just tell you what all the symbols are. So this is water. The elements. So there's also not an earth, air, fire, water, ether necessarily, but you can pull that out of here if you wanted to. So if you wanted to do that, I would say earth would be this one. This is wheat. So of course it's going to be anything to do with growth, connection to Mother Earth, things like that. This water's going to be a flowing type of energy. It's going to have to deal with more emotional things like that. But this, depending on where it falls and how it falls, it can be showing you like the energy is flowing in this direction. Same with this. It can be like things are growing in this direction, or sometimes when it turns to the side, sometimes that's been for me like things are growing, but not necessarily in the way that you expected them to, or something like that. So let them spin when they fall out and kind of see how they orient themselves, and that'll tell you, that'll give you more information about what's going on. So let's see. Okay, so earth, air would be these birds. In some depictions, you will see these just being like a squiggly, like just a bunch of squigglies. It doesn't really look like birds. To me, that's a little too close to what the water looks like, and I want to be able to tell them apart. So I like to have them as birds. And with this can also be like the energy is moving, depending on how they fall. It can be saying like you're coming up and out of this situation towards this, or sometimes you're a little too close to the situation, and when you come up and out of it, you can look down and see more of the full picture, or something like that. So we've got earth, air. So this is the thing. For fire, there really isn't one as clearly as these are. So I take the sun as the fire element. If I am trying to, obviously it doesn't matter. Like, you don't need earth, air, fire, water, but I just try to, I don't know. Sometimes for me that's been relevant, and so I take the sun as the fire element. And also, I would say, I kind of look at this the same way you would read the sun in tarot or something like that. So just like a really good, warm, happy energy. A lot of the times, you might pull this after more of a dark time or something like that. So it's pretty positive omen. Also, light being shed on a situation, things like that. So we got earth, air, fire, water, and then ether, I would say, would be this one. For me, this just represents intuition, or opening your eyes to a situation, being able to see something clearly now, receiving information that you hadn't had before, so now you kind of know more about it, something like that. Pay attention to your dreams, messages from your spirit guides, things like that. So the sun has the circle inside of it, and the star looks a lot like the sun, but it doesn't have a circle inside of it. So, just in case there's any confusion about those, the star, for me, same thing. pretty much pull the same meaning as I would for the star in tarot. So there's like that wish upon a star energy. You're wanting something that you're wanting. But with the star, it's like you can see it, but stars, they shine this bright light, and the light that we see from the stars, it's taken however long it took to get to us. It takes a while to get to us. So sometimes it's like you can see that thing that you want and you're praying for it. And this is almost like have hope and be patient because it's manifesting, but it's still like on its way. And so it might take some time. Let's see. With the moon, same thing, like tarot, read it like the moon card, or don't. I mean, that's just for me, because I'm really familiar with tarot, so I just kind of, some of the meanings just transfer over, but, with this one, it can be, depending on how it falls, like waxing or waning, things, hidden things, there's things in the darkness, that might be coming to light too, just kind of like with this, but there's like that, the moon has like the dark side. We have that dark side of the moon that we never see. Things happening in dream time, in the subconscious mind, things like that. Definitely also like High Priestess energy, I think, because I feel like those two cards to me, like the High Priestess and the Moon, I kind of, they're very similar in meaning to me, and I think, for me, this rune kind of takes on the energy of both. So when that happens, it's like maybe there's information coming, the High Priestess kind of like knows something that you don't, and that energies, that information will come to light. So for me, that can kind of tie in. Also, timing wise, like maybe something that's going to take 1 month's time to resolve itself, or something like that. It can represent your moon time. There's a few of these runes that to me can represent like a woman's moon time. I would say obviously the moon, the water element, the scythe. So this would be like the death card. Just that transition, death and rebirth, the reaping, shedding of what's no longer needed, that harvest. This would be like kind of like more of a harvest energy, like that abundance, that feast after the harvest. But this is like, I don't know. I think you probably get where I'm going with that. But this also to me can represent moon time as well, especially if in a reading it comes up with these other ones, that, and then the or the feminine rune. So this can represent feminine, the feminine side of you. This can represent a specific female that you're asking about or that's coming up in your reading. This can represent the divine feminine, anything along that line. This is just feminine. Also, sometimes these runes, there's like, they have their meaning, but then they look like something else. And sometimes you pull a totally random other meaning for them. And this has come up for me because it looks like a Y. It can be asking me like to ask myself why, like why am I doing that, or something like that. So it's funny, the random other stuff that'll come up that has nothing to do with being feminine, but sometimes other stuff can come up. But so really, like I said, just play with these, and have fun, because interesting stuff will come through. And if you feel like sharing that, please do, because I'm excited to see how these resonate with you, and if something different does come out. I'm always open to more knowledge and more interpretations, things like that. So Yeah, but if you pull all of these together or a combination of these, in my experience, that can represent um, a woman's moon time, and you can get information about how to utilize that specific moon time to your benefit to pull through. Whatever magic is happening in that time. We all know that can be quite a magical time where we download a lot of stuff. So, um, yeah. Let's see. So, yeah, we've got the feminine. So, this is the masculine. And in that same vein, sometimes it's just an arrow. Like, for me, it's just been like pointing sometimes, depending on whatever else is around it. But yeah, it's the masculine, so it can represent divine masculine. It can represent just the masculine in you, a specific male person that's involved in the reading. Let's see. So this is just a crossroads. So coming to a point where you're going to have to make a decision, or opportunities, like new opportunities popping up. Maybe having a choice to turn and go in a different direction, things like that. This is like a chain link, or you can look at it as a Vesica Pisces. If you look at it as a chain link, sometimes when you Google it, it can, there can be 3 of them, and those are more like a chain link, so like the link between you and like more like community or things like that. I like to keep it as 2 of them, just so that I can have this as like the lessons of the 2s, like just the 1 and the 1 coming together. So many lessons in numerology, so I kind of take it like that. Also, if you look at it as a Vesica Pisces, it can take on a whole other set of information, and it can start representing the divine feminine. So it's like, aside from the feminine and masculine, you can have, like, I could say this could represent divine feminine, this, it depends on how far you want to take it. So many of these could represent the divine feminine, masculine, like, it just depends. So, however it falls out, like, you'll see so much information will come to you. So, and then we've got a triquetra. So for me, this is any of the lessons of the 3s. 3 is a very powerful number, as you probably already know. Triangle, strongest shape in nature. It can be talking about a third party situation, or a partnership that's already formed and a third energy enters. Whether that's good or bad, whether that's with romance or work, or it can go in lots of different directions. The Holy Trinity, whatever that means to you. Yeah, stuff like that. So that's pretty much it. That's the basic. That's what all the symbols mean. If you have any questions, if you're having trouble with any of these, and like if you do a spread or something, and you are like, I have no idea what this means, you can take a picture of it and send it to me if you feel called to do that. And I can help you maybe get an idea of what it's saying, or maybe just give you a little bit more. If you think that'll help, I'm here. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I need to tell you. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you have fun with them, and I hope they serve you well and you enjoy them. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's it. So, hope you guys are all doing well, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.